Hey gang, must be Wednesday. Yes it is. Mark Sweeney here from Austin Dental Spa in hot Austin, Texas. It was 106 yesterday and it's up around 104 today. The joys of summer in Texas. So we thought it was hot in May. God was just preheating the place. So anyway, it's part of the deal when you live down here to go through that. Thank God for air conditioning. So anyway, if you're tuning into Wisdom Wednesday for the first time, welcome. And the way we do it, our format typically is we go through a little bit of a scientific session, usually about dentistry, but not always. Sometimes we veer out into whole body health and things that you can do that'll help you lead a healthier, happier life. Like for instance, last week we talked about how daredevil type things, adventure seekers, and how adventure seekers tend to live longer, fuller lives. And we have actually gave some scientific research that proves that up, that people who are willing to take risks and just out of curiosity, if nothing else, for the thrill seeking, tend to have better life monitors all the way around, and they tend to actually live longer. So if they don't die doing whatever their adventure seeking was. So anyway, before we get into today's topic, which is going to be about how sleep can help you, and not just sleep, but the time of day that you sleep. Before we get into that, I want to remind everybody that we are up as finalists in the American Statesman contest. You can actually zoom in on the zip code or the QR code right here on this poster, and it'll take you straight to the contest site. If you don't want to do that or not familiar with QR codes, I don't know how you ate at a restaurant for the last 3 years, but because that's the thing you had to put on your phone and get the menu. Now the paper menus are back. But the QR code will take you there. You can also go to statesman.com, and then there's a button that says contest. And it's used to be best of the best. This year, for some reason, they changed it into Austin Community Choice Awards. But we're in two categories: Best Cosmetic Dental Office and Best Dentist, which would be me. I've got 3 or 4 friends competing with me for Best Dentist, so I could sure appreciate your support. You don't just vote once, you can vote once every day from the same email address. You can vote once a day until next Friday, June 23rd. So help us out. Put us in the winner's circle again. We've won one or both categories the last 5 years running since they started the contest, and we would sure appreciate your support. Thank you if you've supported us in the past. So let's talk about sleep, and let's talk about whether you're sleeping enough. Our motto every month, we have a different theme, and this month it was Tune in June. And so we're talking about ways you can tune into your body, tune into your life, and make a difference. And so today we're talking about sleep. We've talked in the past on Wisdom Wednesdays about how many hours of sleep per night will help you, and just sleep in general. Today we're going to talk specifically about napping, about sleeping during the middle of the day, and how that affects it. But I wanted to go through, first of all, just sleep in general, because a lack of sleep does increase your risk of obesity, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and infections, because all your immune system, your heart, your cardiovascular system, all those things are affected by a lack of sleep. Throughout the night, your heart rate, breathing rate, and blood pressure rise and fall, which is important for your cardiovascular health. During sleep, your body releases hormones that help repair cells. We've known that in the medical profession for a long time, that bodies tend to heal while you're asleep, because your body diverts its attention to other places during the day while you're awake and busy doing other things. There's actually even some research that shows that if you're not getting enough sleep, it could actually lead to some weight gain, probably a pound or two here and there. Ongoing research also shows that a lack of sleep can produce diabetic-like conditions in otherwise healthy people. So we're just making the point that sleep is an important factor. How much sleep do we need? Well, different categories. Babies sleep 16 hours a day. Don't even mention my dog, who it would be easier to say how much he's awake during the day. For 30-minute walks in the morning and the afternoon, and for about 30 minutes at night, and when he eats. And otherwise, he sleeps all day. Adults need 7 to 8 hours per night of sleep. Young children need 10 hours, and teenagers need 8 hours. So anywhere from 7 to 10 hours is a good number, depending on where you are in your life. There's research that exists that shows that people who get that 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night have faster reflexes. They're able to focus better. And now we're talking about daytime napping. We're talking about sleeping during the middle of the day for at least an hour, and we'll get into that just a little bit towards the end. But researchers from the University College of London and the University Republic in Uruguay, I don't know how those two got connected. They're on different continents, but they did a co-study that was actually published recently in a magazine called Sleep Health, where everybody reading the magazine is into this stuff. I thought it was very interesting. The study was actually done in the United Kingdom because the University College of London was the main authors of the article. They took people aged 40 to 69, so a 29-year range, and they found a causal link between habitual napping and larger total brain volume. Why is that important? Well, it's been known for a while that brains tend to shrink as we age, and they think that might have to do with cognitive decline, with maybe onset of Alzheimer's, with dementia, with just being generally forgetful. And so scientists don't understand why that brain shrinks. But they actually, in this study of people 40 to 69 years old, found that some people have a genetic link in their DNA that makes them more likely to want to take naps during the day. And so, man, I wish I was one of those people. If I go to sleep for an hour and have to wake up, I'm not good for the rest of the day. I'll sleep for 7 or 8 hours. So they took 378,000 people. Now that's pretty significant. 378,000 people between the ages of 40 and 69. And they found that some people were predetermined to nap genetically, and that those people had brains that were shrinking at a much slower rate than people who did not take a nap. And depending on how long you lived, they extrapolated that would add another 2.6 to 6.5 years of lifetime to people who did take naps regularly. So it showed that the people who took naps for at least an hour, I think they said between 30 minutes and 2 hours in the middle of the day, and the earlier was better because the later you took it, like after lunch, it interfered with sleep that night. So I thought that might be interesting information for y'all. I always give a health tip at the end of the scientific part. This is a slam dunk. Since we're segueing onto the topic I just covered, get more sleep. Pay attention to how much you sleep and try to go to bed a little earlier. Try to sleep a little bit longer and see if it doesn't make a difference in your life. Might actually help you lose some weight. So that's it for this week on Wisdom Wednesday. I'll be back next week for the last version of June Wisdom Wednesday, and we're heading into July. See you next week.